What's up, y'all? Stacey with H Blues Word. A lot to cover today, but before I start, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this post if able. It will truly help out this channel. First, let me say Diddy, he is an icon. He has contributed greatly to the entertainment industry. The music he helped produce has really been a part of the soundtrack to many of our lives. Most of us do not know him personally, so we can only speak on what is reported, and we have to see where this case goes, but I at least want to acknowledge who he is as an entertainment mogul to offer some balance here. But okay, let's go. R&B singer Cassie Ventura, as reported yesterday, has made a myriad of explosive allegations against Sean Diddy Combs, aka Brother Love, aka Puff Daddy, in a lawsuit she filed Thursday in Manhattan federal court. Among the disturbing accusations include assault, physical abuse, human trafficking, costume, quote, freak-offs with male escorts, and even the alleged bombing of Kid Cudi's car. As mentioned in previous posts, Diddy's attorney Ben Brofman said his client vehemently denies these offensive and outrageous allegations. He also claimed that for the past 6 months, Mr. Combs has been subjected to Ms. Ventura's persistent demand of $30 million under the threat of writing a damaging book about their relationship, which was unequivocally rejected as blatant blackmail. However, Douglas Wigdor, Cassie's attorney, who by the way has represented several of Harvey Weinstein's accusers, he said the parties had spoken before the suit was filed, and Mr. Combs offered Ms. Ventura 8 figures to silence her and prevent the filing of this lawsuit, but she rejected his efforts. Now, Cassie also again made clear her intention, stating, "After years in silence and darkness, I am finally ready to tell my story and to speak up on behalf of myself and for the benefit of other women who face violence and abuse in their relationships." She added, "With the expiration of New York's Adult Survivors Act fast approaching, it became clear that this was an opportunity to speak up about the trauma I have experienced and that I will be recovering from for the rest of my life." So here's a quick summary of the 35-page lawsuit Cassie filed on Diddy, and I will include a link to that full document below. And please note that the following can be very triggering and includes some disturbing information, and I will try to use my words carefully. Now, Cassie and Diddy's relationship started in 2005 when she signed with his label Bad Boy Records. They went public in 2012, but were actually linked romantically off and on since 2007. She stated that he allegedly cheated on his then partner Kim Porter, who he has 3 children with, by pursuing Cassie. Cassie at the time was also in her own public relationship with another producer and singer who reportedly was Ryan Leslie, the man responsible for her hit Me and You. Now, Cassie in her lawsuit accused Diddy of ultimately leading her into a fast-paced lifestyle filled with illegal substances she was forced to use, and alcohol, and a controlling relationship. She claimed she felt trapped and sought to leave due to the many instances of alleged abuse. Cassie detailed instances where Diddy allegedly forced himself onto her, including an incident in 2018 where she claimed she was trying to break up with him during dinner. When she was driven home, he allegedly forced himself inside of her home, forcibly kissing her, and then ultimately violating her despite her repeatedly saying no. She also said he would often beat her so badly she would have to spend days, if not weeks, in a hotel to heal and to hide from the public. There was one time she was abused and she ultimately escaped and returned to her childhood home in Connecticut, and her mother took photos of her bruises. And now that makes me wonder if those photos were or will be produced as evidence in her current case. Now, there was also a violent incident at a hotel where Diddy apparently threw items at Cassie, and hotel surveillance allegedly captured the incident. However, Diddy allegedly paid this hotel $50,000 to destroy or hide the evidence. Now, throughout the years of Cassie and Diddy's relationship, Cassie claims he would also often become insanely jealous, sometimes beating her for just speaking to another man. And even when they were on a break in 2012 and Cassie briefly dated artist Kid Cudi, once Diddy found out, he allegedly arranged for Kid Cudi's car to be blown up. Kid Cudi confirmed that his car did indeed blow up on his driveway around the time he and Cassie had dealings. But here's a part of the lawsuit that might get Diddy that R. Kelly RICO treatment, if you will. Cassie claims that within just a few months of beginning a romantic relationship with Diddy, she claims she was 22 at the time and he was 44. The singer claims she felt beholden to his whims and demands because she knew he controlled her career. She claims that while in New York City, Diddy told her he wanted to engage in a fantasy of his called voyeurism because it would turn him on, and if he saw Cassie with another man, he used more colorful language, by the way, that starts with a D and ends with a K, but she claims Diddy hired the first male escort in Los Angeles and they all wore masquerade masks and ingested illegal substances. She claims Diddy directed her to perform intimate acts with this man while Diddy watched them and would then satisfy himself in the process and record the acts. Cassie once tried to delete some of the recordings only to later see they still existed. Now, these alleged encounters lasted days, and Cassie claims Diddy began to call the arrangement a freak off or an FO. She claims he would repeatedly tell her at random moments that he wanted an FO, and Cassie was eventually expected to, and this is key language, facilitate the location and the hiring of male escorts. She claims the mogul would repeatedly tell her that this practice was our thing and our secret, and that these alleged encounters would often take place, and this is also key, in hotel suites in New York, Los Angeles, and Miami. Cassie claims she was eventually instructed to use websites and escort services to find these men or workers to participate in the FOs. She claims Diddy told her to search for men with large you-know-whats on the website. Like I said, these are all key statements in the lawsuit. This is what could make this a criminal case down the line, in addition, of course, to her being allegedly violated and beaten. This could become a case on human trafficking involving intimate workers, and it would be under federal jurisdiction since it allegedly happened in various states. Again, similar to what happened to R. Kelly, just straight up RICO, especially with Cassie claiming Diddy's employees helped him to engage in these acts and cover up these acts. Now, Cassie claims sometimes Mr. Combs would pay to fly these male workers to his location, including to multiple cities in the United States as well as abroad. She claims Diddy always supplied her and the male workers with copious amounts of illegal substances and alcohol before and during the FOs. She said these substances allowed her to disassociate during these horrific encounters. Now, the day after these alleged encounters, Cassie claimed it became common to get IV fluids to recover from the excessive substances pushed upon her. Now, the IV part of this I find interesting because I recall reading a report after Kim Porter's death. Kim, again, is Diddy's former long-term partner who died, unfortunately, back in November of 2018, so exactly 5 years ago. But I recall a report about her being given an IV to help cure her alleged pneumonia. So after hearing this from Cassie, Kim's use of an IV kind of sticks out to me. It makes me wonder if it was really pneumonia she was needing to recover from. Again, just makes me wonder. Now, it should be noted that Diddy has professed his love for Kim repeatedly since her death, called her his best friend, and has even dedicated a song to her on his latest album. And during an acceptance speech, he even said that Cassie helped him deal with Kim's death. So there's a lot there. Now, Suge Knight, the notorious former CEO of Death Row Records, he is even mentioned in this lawsuit. Cassie claims she was exposed to intense violence that pervaded Mr. Combs' rise to fame. For instance, Cassie claims she was with Diddy at his Los Angeles home using substances together when one of his security staff barged in and announced that Suge Knight, a longtime rival of Mr. Combs, was spotted at Mel's Drive-In Diner in Los Angeles. She then claims Diddy began to get dressed, retrieved multiple firearms from a safe, and ran out of his home to where he believed Mr. Knight was dining. Becoming terrified, Cassie claims she began to cry. She claims that on at least 2 occasions, Diddy demanded that she hold his firearm in her purse. She claims she was petrified by this and was puzzled as to why he would make such a demand. Cassie claims she came to the conclusion that Diddy made this demand for no other reason except to reinforce to his young girlfriend that he was violent, powerful and dangerous. Cassie claims that on top of the bloody lips and bruises, she also began experiencing memory loss, potentially due to excessive use of illegal substances and/or head injuries caused by Mr. Combs' beatings. What's more is Cassie claims medical records such as MRIs were sent directly to his email address. She claims Diddy repeatedly arranged for his staff to drive her to certain doctor's appointments. Y'all, this is a hot mess and is absolutely not good for Diddy, especially if other people come forward with allegations. Again, Diddy has denied all of Cassie's claims, and time will tell where this goes. And as I said at the top, I know this can be quite triggering for some of you who are watching or listening. So if you or someone you know is experiencing domestic violence, call the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-7233 or go to thehotline.org. All calls are toll free and confidential. Well, y'all, that's my show for today. It was a lot, but be sure as always to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the Hampton Blue channel. And until next time, peace.